Hello, breadheads. Hello, beaners. Anyone else sipping coffee out there? I am.
Hey,
Ty, are you?
oh, I'm sipping back some bean. I've got a lean bean. I got a bean gut.
It's got a bean gut.
I uh,
Oh,
I think you should only
can you
use
tell
the
me?
derogatory term beaner for a few groups of coffee drinkers, Eric. Decaffeinated people,
Uh-huh.
perhaps anyone who is drinking a cuppa that is over 12 ounces large. No one should be subjecting their body to that much bean.
Wow. Wow. Thank God I straddled that line because I'm currently sipping on a 12 ounce purchased coffee. But I did split that in half with Bay. So
Good
we're
call, good
currently sitting
call.
at 6 ounces each. I almost said 6 inches each. Uh,
Yo, I think it's absolutely twisted when people go to a coffee shop and they order a medium. You know, like they're just all you're
You
buying
order
is
a
milk at
medium?
that point. You're just buying
Dude, yeah.
milk.
Nobody needs like half of a cow inside them at any time, whether it's beef or milk or milk. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. Um, wow. Can you tell me exactly what a bean gut looks like? Because my first guess is, somebody who is absolutely shredded and, has like a very flat tummy because they go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, anyone with a bean gut is severely dehydrated. Their whole system's been flushed through and through.
Hmm.
Can't hold a
Thoroughly,
meal down thoroughly.
exactly.
Yeah,
They can't hold it down or up because that thing's coming out
yeah,
one way or another.
yeah. It's
Um,
slushy.
exactly. As somebody who also is thoroughly detoxed, I gotta say there's a lot of breath management that has to happen if you are somebody who suffers from bean gut.
Yo, dude, I'm dealing with this every day. Ask my LP. But the challenge is wait, we've been making coffee beans for like a billion years, and this is still a problem? Like, damn it, somebody fix that, you know? Like, just make
I
beans
know.
that don't make your breath smell bad.
Hmm.
It's so
I know. There.
easy, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we already have decaf, which nobody asked for. But can we have like de-smell? You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I want it
Yeah,
to just smell like nothing, but have all the same flavor.
same. I feel like it's possible. Like, we could put people in space. Like, the whole idea of Uber is pretty technically incredible. Like, we could probably de-smell the bean.
Absolutely. I mean, we literally put a man on the moon. Um,
Hmm.
why can't we just unleash some kind of like man-made virus that will prevent us from smelling anything? Like, I don't need to smell anything, to be honest with you.
Maybe that's the
Why
trick,
hasn't the
is just
government done
remove
that yet?
smell. Like, smell does nothing for me. Like, sure, the Subway bread is intoxicating,
Hmm.
and I do love my Marrakesh aromas, but the challenge is like those highs, Eric, those highs, you have to go through so many low smells before one of those comes along. You know, like every day it's just like a wild west of weird smells until you get something that just like resonates on the nostril palate.
Hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the smell sense is primarily for activating your fight or flight response. If someone rips one in the subway, you gotta
Mhm.
either run out, you gotta take it to go, or you gotta fight them. And
Mhm.
that's just how it is. Um,
How I would prefer smells to function is right now we're working on an opt out model where you smell everything by default and then you choose to hold your breath. But I would rather move to an opt in model where I smell nothing all day until I carefully select something to smell. That's how taste buds work.
wow, that's so true. It's like I need to put it in my mouth to taste it.
Mhm.
I don't just walk around tasting the sidewalk and
No.
tasting homeless people and rats and stuff.
Yeah. You
I would have to put the rat in my mouth to know what
yeah,
it tastes like.
for sure. You don't walk into the bathroom and you're like, it tastes like shit in here.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you could taste your sandwich before they finished making it. Like, you wouldn't even
Yeah.
order that thing at the end. You would
What a
cancel it. You'd be
spoiler.
like, you know what, I'm good. I
I'm
know.
good.
Like, what a spoiler,
Uh,
exactly. It's like if you
mhm.
tasted every vegetable that they layered onto your sandwich as they did it, you would, seriously question yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Like some animals, their taste buds are on their fingertips. So, as someone making the sandwich, that could be a really like just like sense overload.
Hmm. That's true. Speaking of sense overload, did you know that your asshole actually has the same flavor receptors as your tongue?
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, what? I don't get that.
that's why when you have spicy food, you get to enjoy it twice, let's say.
Mmm. Spicy in, spicy out.
Spicy BMT in, spicy not so BMT out.
I was talking to my alcoholic friend about uh about
You,
spicy
you
food
don't
the
have,
other day.
you don't have to protect me like that. I'm right here.
uh, yeah, they call it Alcoholics Anonymous for a reason, Eric. But they said, yeah, eating spicy food is really tough because when you drink a bunch afterwards and then you vomit it back up, it goes up through the
Oh
throat
man.
and hits all the same taste receptors, but with a nice acidic twist. But then it also goes through the nose where the smell receptors are, and then so you're getting the double of spicy coming back up. A 2 for
Oh
1, a
no.
BOGO.
Oh no.
Mhm.
That's the worst part about throwing up. And like thank God that I'm not a pussy because like if I had to experience this a lot, I would be feeling very down. Having to like
Yeah.
be reminded of what you ate. It's like somebody just prepared
Mhm.
me this beautiful meal and then I end up drinking too much 818 and then I'm like headed to the
Mhm.
bathroom after that, and I just feel so bad for Bay who spent 8 hours marinating this brisket.
Mhm. Everybody loses in that situation.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of getting, severely intoxicated, I need to tell you about my weekend, Eric.
Wow. What did old Ty get up to?
Well, partner, I made a little bit of a pioneering trip down to the deep south, you hear? Visited a little town called Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeehaw!
I love to hear it, partner. Uh so you were just down there for the weekend, is that correct?
Yep, it was a 3-day bachelor party bender. Um, I've never been to Nashville. I it was a really interesting scene report there. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot happening. Yeah, I have so much to share with you, Eric.
Please do. I mean, I have to ask, did you go to Subway?
Obviously, I went to Subway. I had to. I thought like I got to make a special pilgrimage to the way just to see how
Mm-hmm.
they do it down in the South. And let me tell you, it's
Mm-hmm.
not super different. Uh, I went there on a Saturday morning as like it was one of those like hangover mornings where I was feeling really nauseous and I thought like this'll fix me, as many guys do when they shop on Grailed. It's kind of the same uh solutioning process.
Mm-hmm. Grailed or Ashley Madison, you pick.
Yeah. uh I just gotta okay, the subway was so weird. Like, okay, you can't really like well, if you leave the downtown core of Nashville, you have to like just walk on sidewalks along highways, and it's like really dusty and depressing. And like that was just
So you
like how I, yeah,
so you're telling me that the Hellcat was like in service or like why didn't you have a whip?
yeah. I don't know. I didn't really think about like renting a whip or something.
And you
I
didn't
used
Uber.
I didn't. Okay, I was too nauseous to get in an Uber. That was the problem. I
Oh,
it was car free day for me, but
oh
I
dear.
so I like walk along the interstate and I find this sad subway that has a drive-through. Everything in Nashville has a drive-through. That's an important
Mm-hmm.
first fact. Nobody walks anywhere, at
Good
least in the
call.
suburban areas. And so I'm trying to get the guy to take my order, but he keeps like disappearing. And then he like would look at me and then he'd say like, "What bread?" And I try to tell him, and then he'd be like, "Oh no!" And he's had this like freaking old school looking blue chip microphone or Bluetooth microphone, and he was like taking drive-in orders. So he's like making sandwiches for nobody. Like there's no human to make the sandwich for. It was crazy.
What? So he's like he's taking your order, but he's making somebody else's sandwich?
Yeah, he's trying to do this like weird multitasking. He's juggling customers,
Wow.
and it was just a complete. I felt it a little disrespectful to be honest,
Wow.
because
Okay, let's back this up a little bit, Ty, because you just threw a lot at me.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot going
Sorry.
on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so drive-throughs. Um, you walked inside, or did you walk through the drive-through because that was the only thing open?
No, no, no. They had a front entrance. Although prior to that, I did walk through the drive-through at a CVS to get a PCR test. That was really funny. But
And was that
I did
protocol?
absolutely not. But I did enter this Subway establishment. Of course, nobody would be sitting inside because but people were sitting outside in the parking lot in their cars eating their sandwiches. Important to
Mm,
note, nobody dines inside in Nashville. They all eat in their cars.
mhm. Well, America is a driver's country. Um,
Hmm.
it's car town, so that's the base way for them to social signal, especially when they're at Subway. You can't they don't like have nice clothes in Nashville yet. Are there, I'm pretty sure.
They don't. I
So
didn't see one.
they really don't. So if you're sitting in the Dodge Charger, or the Ford Mustang convertible, it's like Shorty knows what's up.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like checking out my Tahoe.
Exactly.
Now, uh, drive through aside, I eventually got my order through to this multitasking artist. Uh, kind of like I felt like me and the whoever the patron was of the drive through are like divorced parents, and he was our child, and we had to split the time. But
Yeah, that's
I got
child
my nights and
services.
weekends with him. Yeah, I
Wow.
6-inch veggie sub. I'm scanning the menu for something unique to the city. This city's got like the famous Nashville hot chicken. It's got biscuits and gravy and grits and jam and shit. And but there's nothing bespoke. No regional differences in the menu. I was severely disappointed in that.
Hmm. Interesting. So I'm surprised I didn't see you on like IG Live, like venting, saying like it's like they're trying to
Mhm.
change the narrative. They won't let me see my kids. I had to get I had to get I had to get the address to the Subway from Travis Scott. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Shout out to
Mhm.
Trav.
Yep. We're clearly over Astroworld. Um, yeah, I don't know,
Astro,
man.
are you an
It was
Astroworld denier, Ty?
yeah, it didn't happen.
Dude, there's no way like some fat kids died at the concert, right? There's no fucking way.
There's no way. 12 people, like that's unfathomable. There's no way it
Yeah.
happened.
Like it
This
either
is
it didn't happen or that's just normal. Like
yeah.
that's probably happened before, right?
Hmm. This is just another myth projected by the liberal media. They want to kill concerts next.
It's big CNN coming for, you know, right right wing artist Travis Scott.
Hmm. Yeah. um. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the unique aspects of this sandwich ordering experience, Eric.
Please
So,
do.
despite all of the material, the ingredients being uh regular, I did find that the way they applied them was a little unorthodox. It was very poorly assembled. It was like kind of like a whip and flick gesture for every vegetable. They would like
Oh,
whip it on or flick it on, and then they would just like whip the sandwich over. And then when it got to the sauces, this was the worst part, Eric. I asked for Southwest sauce. It's sweet onion sauce.
whoa.
Yeah, great, a beautiful combo. They just squirted it in a dollop in the middle of the sandwich. They just made like
No.
a pool in the middle. Yeah, both times.
What?
No back and forth. No like spreadage. They didn't take a knife and like move it around or anything. When they like look me in the eyes and they like close it up. And
What?
they're like, dude, you didn't. I need more. I mean more surface area covered here. They
Holy
just put a big
shit.
ass fucking dollop in the middle of it.
And did they overload it? Like, did they put the same amount of sauce as they usually would,
Yeah,
but just like all in the middle?
yeah, exactly. It was an aggressive dollop.
Oh no. I'm
So
so I'm surprised maybe they just get, cheesed when people call it the Southwest sauce and not the Nashville sauce.
maybe, yeah. I thought about that. Yeah, that's why I ordered the Southwest. It's like I am in the South, and I
Hmm.
used to be in the West, so it makes sense. But yeah, no, it was the sandwich artist equivalent of a someone he's just given up, you know. Like like if this was a marketing coordinator, then this would be some bad content
Hmm.
strategy.
Hmm.
However,
Damn,
I did,
that's really
yeah,
unfortunate though.
yeah, but I was able to, like I didn't really like use my finger or anything to spread it around, but I do like when I got to the sauce section, I was like particularly aware of like what was going to happen here, and it's going to be intense. But it was more intense than you could have imagined. I do believe they spice up the Southwest sauce a little more down there. It's a little
Ah,
hotter.
yeah.
They know that us Canadians got a wussy palate. We can't take the heat. They've diluted our
Hmm.
Southwest sauce up here, but down there, that shit hits a little more raw.
Oh, and was it good? Give us a
Yeah, it
rating.
was good. Yeah, on a Scoville rating or a Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Let's
It's
go rotten
certi-
lettuce rating.
yeah, baby, it's certified fresh, baby, just like us.
Damn. Hell yeah,
Yeehaw!
dude. We're thinking fresh. So any menu differences? You said the
Zero.
veggies were regular and just everything else is the same. There's no hot chicken, there's no hot meatball, nothing.
The packaging of the sandwich had more words on it than I'm used to. They had like some kitschy sentences about like eating fresh. So there's a bit like they've segmented their marketing. The marketing department has like got some localization happening, perhaps.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did some focus groups,
Mm-hmm.
and they said people down south they love when people talk a lot. So
Yeah.
let's write a lot on their paper. That makes a lot of sense. I could see someone getting good raise over at Subway HQ.
But yo, I think they missed. I have a hypothesis that people down south aren't very good readers, so they
That was the joke.
misinterpreted the brief. Yeah. But yeah,
So Nashville, Tennessee is a music scene. What was the music like inside of the Subway location? Did they play The Weekend?
I was thinking this when I walked in. I had a disappointing, quiet subway. No sound,
Oh no,
no
no
tunes,
sound?
no vibes, man. I think it's
Not
because of the
even the
drive-through.
not even the gentle hum of the line, keeping those vegetables chilled.
The little beep beep when the toaster's done. Those are the only
Hmm.
sounds. That and the grumbling of a sandwich artist splitting his time. But I think it's because of the drive-through. I think any weekend or like country honky tonk track would
Hmm.
drown out the order of the patron behind the wall.
Hmm. I mean, it makes sense. They're probably 90% drive-through, and the guy
Hmm.
probably had to put on his pants when he saw you walk in the door because, he was just hanging out and probably like playing his own music or something on the with the aux and quickly unplugged it as he saw a customer roll up, on his own 2 feet.
That's what I would do, dude. If I was working alone and no one came in my establishment, I'd be rocking out with my bell pepper out.
With my spicy sausage.
Yeah. But yeah, the sauce was pretty spicy. And I think this is what I realized about Nashville. Nashville's good at only a few things. There's a few things Nashville's really, really good at. They're the best at. And then
Hmm.
everything else they're like pretty subpar at. Like Nashville's really good at sauces. You think you go to Nashville for the hot chicken, but you're actually just there for the sauce that the chicken's covered in. Because like people aren't going to Nashville and ordering dry rub, you know? They're going there for the
Mm.
sauciest, hottest wings or
Hmm.
buckets or whatever you can find.
Hmm. Interesting. I heard it's
Hmm.
overrated. Like it's you know chicken there, like the hot chicken is like not necessarily better in Nashville. It's just like that's where it started, quote unquote. So
for
like,
sure.
you know what? I can guarantee you I can find a chicken spot here in Vancouver that's even better.
Yeah, I think that's just the case with like the global village, you know? Like you can get a good fourth wave coffee anywhere nowadays. Like you don't have to go to Portland, you know? Same thing.
Hmm.
But
I would never.
you're like I would never do
I would
that.
literally never do that. Yeah, exactly. Um, wow. This is I'm really interested in like the drive-through Subway. You know,
Mhm, mhm.
we had the friend, the Think Fresh alumni Toasty Productions come through and explain to us
Mhm.
what that was like. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, Nashville obviously has a truck-sized drive-through, so I imagine there's separate challenges there. Like, how do you hand over a foot long like up in the air to someone driving a you know F-350?
Yeah, you really gotta
But
mind the gap
also
there.
yeah, but also why don't they have like the vegetables facing outside, like kind of like a Japanese restaurant?
Yeah, that's what I thought about is like every single person that orders a foot long there, and this is what's twisted about the drive-throughs, that they're ordering it blind.
Mm-hmm.
They're it's like when you put a down payment on an apartment in Vancouver without ever go doing a showing. You know,
Yeah.
it's basically the equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You're
crazy.
putting your
Like
faith
they did.
in the farmers. You're putting your
Yeah.
faith in the sandwich artists. You're putting your faith in a lot of different moving pieces. Even the shitty comms situation, like you gotta communicate through like a metal grate in order to like get through to
Hmm.
your sandwich artist. And there's a
Yeah.
chance that, you could say banana pepper and they interpret it as green pepper. And
Hmm.
that could be the difference between, a good lunch and a bad lunch.
It's a real risk. I mean, I think that that's why my sandwich artist was just whipping and flicking it, is because he's used to not making sandwiches in the presence of the patron. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and then all he has to do right, the only thing he has to do right is just like very carefully push that sandwich through the little tiny window up to the truck,
Hmm.
like the Subway franchise is birthing it out the womb. I forgot to tell you this. Even at one point there was I guess like a second artist in the back. He like came out and started to help like package the sandwich, right? It wasn't
Hmm.
mine. It was like some other person that came in, and he like
Hmm.
picked up the sandwich without even gloves on. He just like picked it up in his own hands and
Oh
put it in there.
no.
And then I only noticed because the other sandwich was like, dude, and he's like, oh shit, and
Dude, there's a guy
uh,
here.
yeah, it's like, oh, these guys really don't have a lot of people inside.
Oh shit. So that's what happens when you take your eyes off of the frontline workers. They start to cut corners, and
Hmm.
unfortunately for us in the food industry, that means, not washing your hands after using the bathroom,
Hmm.
picking up your foot long without gloves.
Hmm.
You know what I was thinking
Yeah.
about? Because I had a burger this weekend. I was like really impressed. Besides the fact that it came out onto a board, I was really impressed with the fact that the top bun was like skewered on, but it was
Mm.
like adjacent. It was like skewered, but you can like see the top of the beef patty with the cheese melted on top. And I thought,
Mm.
what's the point of like, putting so much effort or not putting in any effort to make the sandwich look presentable? Like, your sauce formation, like the nice
Mhm.
layering of the vegetables.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
you're just gonna like immediately close it and then chop it in half and like squish it down. Like why
Mhm.
don't they serve sandwiches like open faced, and then it's up to you, the patron, to admire and then close it. There's even a
Mhm.
photo opportunity right there.
That's a really good point. Like, show off all that good guts, you know? Uh,
Exactly.
and, like, it would probably be more aromatic too, because if it's open face, you eat with your eyes too. Lots more to consume, more color,
Hmm.
more you can appreciate both the cut and clarity of the sandwich.
Hmm. And circling all the way back to like smelling things, you know, without wanting to. This is like you will smell the sandwich if it's like open, if it's spreading its wings and facing
Mhm.
you. If your sandwich is spread eagle, like
Dude,
that's
it's
a
yeah,
great
spread
opportunity
eagle.
to just give it a nice little whiff. you
Yeah,
know?
you want to get in there. uh, yeah, I think you're right there, Eric. If you're spread eagle, you want to just get in there with the mouth and just just buffet style, get in and get a little bit of everything,
Mhm. Absolutely.
muff dive it. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of messed up because you're also like the whole time you're watching them make the sandwich, you're thinking about what they're putting on there. You're like, that needs more tomatoes, a little more sauce, please, more spreadage of the sauce. And
Mhm. Truly your
so
way.
it is truly your way. So you played a role in making that sandwich look the way it did at the end. But the only part you don't get a way in is then they like say like, okay, beautiful creation. Let me just take this behind the cookies for a few minutes, beat it up, and then give it to you. It's like,
Oh,
well
it's
done.
so
Here,
true.
so
It's so
weird.
true. The last step, they try to conceal it as much as possible because they know they
Yeah,
can't do it right. So it's like, I'm gonna hide it behind the cookie shelf.
it's so sadistic when you think about it. It's like the only part of the sandwich making experience that I look away for. You're just like at the last minute,
Yeah,
you're just like planning to mess this up.
I know. It's like I almost don't want to believe that, you're about to like undo like the last 5 minutes creation.
Hmm. Yeah,
What a
what a
shame.
ruse.
I know.
I got a one more meal story for you from Nashville,
Please,
Eric.
please.
Uh, yeah, I
How many hot
realized
cauliflower wings did you consume?
this is what I wanted to talk to you about is how like ridiculous they are with vegetarianism there. Like, don't you dare say the V word at a restaurant. But
Oh no.
I went to like one hot chicken place and there was a sign at the bottom of the menu is like ask us for our vegetarian options, right? I was like, sweet, they have like a special menu. And then like bring me
Oh
the
no, it's a
vegetarian
trap.
menu. And it was
Is
a
it an
trap.
ambush?
All that was no, it wasn't ambush, but it was just like the options are like we're like so happy to they're like we're so happy to accommodate vegetarians. And then like the menu was like a kale salad and a wedge salad. And you're like, oh
Oh
man, I didn't want
man.
that. Don't why do you need a separate
Wow.
menu for two items? But another time, I like Friday night this weekend. I went to like a pretty nice steakhouse, right, with the boys, and everyone's getting their frites, they're getting their meats, they're getting their wagyus, and I ordered. They thanks for accommodating. They got a cauliflower steak on the menu, right?
Oh
Yum.
wow.
So you know I'm gonna hit that. So I order the cauliflower steak, and my server, Dylan, he says to me, now,
Shout out to Dylan.
I shout out to Dylan. I just gotta warn you if you're gonna order that. He says, I just want you to know that's not meat. That's a hunk of cauliflower, like the vegetable. And I say to him, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, all right, well, just so you know, if you want to switch that for one of the steaks, I would recommend that. Like, no, I want the
Ooh, good guy.
cauliflower steak. Yeah, and he's like, okay, well, if you really want the cauliflower steak, I'll get that for you. And then I just said to him, like, damn it, Dylan, bend me over and feed me the cauliflower steak here. And he's like, all right, sir, right away, sir.
Whatever you say,
Damn,
sir.
I look around, everyone's like,
Oh
yeah, that dude's
wow.
trying to talk you out of the cauliflower steak.
Dude, no kidding. So I mean, I gotta respect Dylan, man. He's looking out for you. He's like, this guy needs his protein. I need to make sure this guy gets enough protein over here. He needs it.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, he probably
it
took
clearly
give me an
not
up and down. I clearly do.
clearly not his favorite meal on the menu either. So
Yeah,
how was it? Was it like
honestly,
as
it
dreadful
was
as Dylan made you feel?
no, I loved it. It was perfectly grilled. It had pine nuts. Like they
Right up your
the
alley.
yeah, it was a really weird Southern hospitality moment. Like their heart's sometimes in the right place down there.
Hmm. I mean, I would say his intent is good. Is it
It's
genuine?
pure, genuine
Yeah,
intent.
exactly. He was looking out for you. He didn't want you to receive a big fat vegetable on your plate and be like, what in tarnation?
I'm sure that happens to a lot of the people that come down there. But yeah, dude, just to like summarize, like Nashville, good for a few things, bad for everything else. Like bad croissants, bad skyline, bad place to
Hmm.
walk around. It snowed while I was there, bad weather. but
Wow, it
really good
snowed.
sauces. Yeah, really good sauces and really
Hmm.
good place to party to country music. Wow, we
Yeah, well, you know what they say down there about about croissants? It's like that their pastries for them not so straight folk.
yeah. Uh, you know, they really don't. They're really like I don't know. I don't want to speak for all of the good Nashville people, but maybe a little bit of problems with other ethnicities.
Oh
That's a
no,
bit of a problem.
not
I don't know.
Nashville. I
I
mean,
I I, I don't know.
I mean, Southern hospitality always had an asterisk next to it, right? It was
Yeah,
always,
it's true.
if you look like me,
And I
um,
did, and I was treated very well. Thank
that's
you,
awesome.
Dylan.
Until you pointed at the little V symbol on the menu, and you said, "I'll take that one," and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
Yo, when I was trying to go through customs to come home, they like did like this like TSA pre-check on me, and next to my name there was this little like V symbol,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't know if it stood for vegetarian or virgin. I was offended either way. I don't know how they got that information, but it was a big bold green. It was weird.
Mm. I mean, it could be vaccinated, it could be vegetarian, both cuck,
Oh,
both cuckish things.
I didn't think about vaccination. That's probably what it was. Thank you for
Hmm.
Sherlocking through that with me.
Of course, I'm happy to workshop through that with you as a, uh, you know, receiver of many Air Canada points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
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 Ty,
Eric, this has been a fun conversation with you as always.
absolutely, it was wonderful to catch up with you after your trip. Um, you don't look any more tanned, but if it snowed, then I guess you get a pass for that.
Thank you.
Taste buds are still functioning well in all
I
places.
give it a few more days. My taste buds will start disappearing, I'm sure.
Well, you made it home. That's all that matters.
Ticking time bomb.
Exactly. Okay, King.
Oh,
Talk to you later this week.
thank you, partner. You have a great day now.
Bone apple tea, sir.
Ciao.